Oh my God. I just finished season 1, episode 8 of Has Been Hotel. Wow. I mean, so good. I have to admit, I reacted to Hell of a Boss season 1 and 2, which is in this collection over on Patreon. And so I already know how brilliant the writing is around the show with Vivian Madrano and her amazing team. But this was even better than I had hoped. The plot twists I didn't see coming. The finale song, which we're going to get into right now, was so good. That sweet moment between Vaggie and Charlie. Oh my God. It's so brilliant. So, all right. So here we go. We're going to get going. Let me just show you some of my stuff here. I've got a bunch of people now who are on this adventure with me, checking out pretty much all things Vivian Madrano. This is my collection over on Patreon. We watched Hell of a Boss season 1 and 2. That's up over there now. I watched through, we're going to pick up with season 2, I think, of Has Been this coming Saturday. I have Sinful Saturdays when I watch the content from the show. So if you want to come over and be a part of the community, I've got some Discord chat stuff going on around it. I have a Patreon chat as well. Amazing community. I'm just having so much fun with you all, deep diving on this show together. So if that sounds like fun to you, the link to all my goodies for that are down in the description. Last thing to get to know me before we get on to this. My name's Tim. I've been a vocal coach now for the last 26 years. Building voices is what I've dedicated my life to. And this is my website here. I have an amazing team of teachers that teach with me under my tutelage here in the Manhattan, Tri-State, Philadelphia area. There they are. We do in-person lessons out here, but we have students now online, especially with this channel, all over the world. So if you need a vocal coach, hit us up. The link to that's all down in the description. Okay, here we go. I want to start off with, we're going to start off with More Than Anything Reprise. This was such a sweet moment, and this was my one criticism of the finale. This moment between Charlie and Vaggie was so sweet, and well, we'll talk about it. I felt it could have, it was such a beautiful moment, both in the character stuff, because we really haven't seen much of their relationship up to this point, like the sort of intimate side of their relationship, So it was super sweet that we got to see that. And I felt like it could, and the singing was beautiful. So I really want to look at the singing right here with you all and talk about what I thought made it so lovely, and just in general. Here we go. All right, so this is the scene where well, it doesn't matter. You guys know what's happening if you're watching the show. I don't need to give a plot summary. Watch the show.
You've already done so much. So many lives you've changed. So many souls you've touched.
So her singing, something about Vaggie, which I've been talking about with the community. I can't remember where I've talked about what on YouTube or on Patreon. It's probably on Patreon. That, Vaggie's voice is so low. She has such a natural depth to her tone with her speaking voice, which I didn't realize until somebody mentioned to me that she was the same actor in Brooklyn 99, that Adam Lambert show. Not Adam Lambert, Adam Samberg. God, I'm still waking up. And she's such a fun actor, really cool. Her singing voice is so different from her speaking voice. Notice she's in her light mechanism. She's in a beautiful sound, but she speaks with such depth.
So many souls you've touched. And
so how would you characterize her tone right here? Oh, it's like she's singing with a light and very light airflow. These are the 7 elements I use of the voice that I made up, that I think I've been teaching a long time, and I noticed that these are the primary things you got to think about to understand what someone's doing with their voice. There's more stuff, but these are the big ones. Her voice, very light energy, right? She's very low energy, very intimate, I'd say. That's her singing here. She has a lot of airflow in the tone, very windy. She's not in her brassy tone here, which they kind of have a nice windiness that they unify on in their tone quality together. A little vibrato at the end of the long-held notes and phrases.
so many souls you've touched.
See, so many souls you've... All of that was straight tone. Many souls you've touched. chords, then a vibrato came in at the end, which is really a common practice in contemporary musical theater style singing, which is really what this show is. Listen for that vibrato. See the vibrato thing there?
Many
Straight.
souls you've touched.
See a little vibrato there. Beautiful.
And in the end,
Little vibrato.
if it's only me you see,
Beautiful.
there's something that I've been dying to say.
That's so good. So Charlie's ability to float is just that floating. You know, the thing about it is, as far as vocal technique goes, I'm going to nerd out here for a second with you all. The vocal folds, the way that they go, like if you pop out the larynx and look at it from the top, when you're breathing, your vocal folds are open like this. When you go to sing, they close, and then air going through makes them vibrate. That's how they work. They change pitch by stretching, kind of like stretching a rubber band. Like that. So, thinking about the physics of that, when you stretch the vocal folds, what happens to, if my fingers were the vocal folds, and you stretch them to make them tighter for a higher pitch, what happens to the two vocal folds? They get closer. Right, like that, right? How do we make breathy sounds? We make breathy sounds by leaving a little gap. Don't let the vocal folds close all the way. But as we go higher, that's harder to do because the chords are trying to close because you're stretching them for the higher pitch. So it takes a lot of reworking to keep a windy breathiness in your voice as you sing a really high note. But beautiful singing here. Listen to Charlie do that, though. See how floating. Notice she didn't need to thrust really hard to get that beautiful high harmony. Now she just kind of floated up there. You got to have a pretty high voice to do that, and you need a lot of vocal technique training to do that. Mixing technique. Mixing is the art of controlling your metallic quality in your voice and your windy quality of your voice, both in a horizontal fashion and a vertical fashion. Okay, I've nerded out pretty hard here. We're going to go back to not being so nerd, but you get the idea. Like, that's some voice stuff for you.
More than anything.
Oh,
More than anything.
I like that little counter melody in there. More than anything. Did you hear that? Oh. That melody, listen for that. Right here.
Dying to say more than anything.
Oh, I love that little
More
counter.
than anything.
It's like a guitar melody.
Need you to know I love you more than anything.
Right? Oh, that is such a sweet moment. Such a beautiful harmonic moment there, right? Where is that? More than anything. Oh, that's not the right key. Capo. Oh, wait. More than, well, I've got the chords here, but they don't seem more than in. No, these chords are wrong. Oh, well. Sometimes it's very common on ultimate guitar that the chords are not exactly right. But more than any, I was going to just kind of play through and find that harmony a little bit for you guys. But hold on, let me just hear it.
I love you more than anything. More than anything.
Is it? We're kind of in like an F sharp major here. Anyway, this is such a beautiful. Because she's floating. Charlie's up on an F sharp there in a light tone. Normally when singers get up to that pitch range, up to that F sharp, it's like you have to open your throat a little bit and go through what's called your passaggio, your passage in the voice. I'm not going to get into all that now, but just know that that's really hard what she did, and it sounds beautiful. Oh. I get why it wasn't much longer than that in the episode, because there really was so much going on in the finale. But like my heart, my heartstrings were being pulled by them. So I felt like I would have, I'm sure I probably wasn't alone in craving and just a slight expansion of this scene in the show. It was a beautiful, beautiful moment, beautiful singing, beautiful harmony. Great, 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 great. Now, we have to get on to this one. Boom, boom, boom. The show must go on. So this was like the quintessential finale of Act One or finale of a Broadway show where they everybody has their little moment represented, kind of like, what's going on in this plot line, which we're still cultivating. It's really more of actually the end of Act One of a musical, in my opinion. Because it a lot of times in Act One of musicals, we have those songs where they go, it's like we spend a few seconds on what's happening with these plot in the plot for these characters, then a few seconds with what's happening with these plot characters, with these like really clever, like, these really clever musical transitions between sections. And that's exactly what this is. It is brilliantly written in that way. So let's watch it and just kind of celebrate that part of it. And whatever cool singing we hear, I'll break down what I think the voice actors are doing vocally in those moments, okay? Here we go. I hope this will get up without getting blocked on YouTube.
It's okay.
I liked how this little cat kind of reminded me of Nifty, which I found out I made the official declaration that I have a Nifty bias. I'm a big fan of Nifty. I've learned I do a lot of K-pop reacting these days over on Patreon and on YouTube too. I have a big community of ambassadors for K-pop artists and and in the K-pop they talk about bias, like, because all these groups have lots of members, and they call it a bias when you like one member more than the other members in the group. And so I was like saying that like Nifty is my bias. And I was noticing when I watched this episode this morning that the cats really resemble Nifty, these like little hellspawn kitties or something. Yeah, Serpentious.
He did it for us. The ultimate sacrifice.
I love this opening.
He gave me his trust. And look how he paid the price. This bloodshed could have been avoided if I convinced heaven to work.
How is she singing right here? How would you describe that singing in the world of musical theater? And what makes her such a killer singer? Charlie, God, I forgot the name of the voice. I'm so bad with these names. I know all their names, but I've forgotten them. So you guys are going to beat me up for that. But the voice actor who plays Charlie, I'm sorry, I forgot. We're going to get in. By the way, that's one of the things we talked about with the community over on Patreon is once we get through season 2, after season 2 is over, the plan is that we're going to start deep diving into some of the works of these amazing voice actors in this show, of which there are like a million. And so that's going to be happening. But anyway, so as far as the mastery in her singing, and this is for everything I've heard from her so far, including the Broadway, has been Broadway, she is a master at what we call mixing in singing. Mixing is controlling your it's being able to go head voicey into like a brassy sound and then back to head voicey in the same pitch range. I call that horizontal mixing. Or being a brassy and then windy, and the fluency of being able to hand off from one to the other. She is beyond a master of that. She's so good at contemporary musical theater mixing. Listen, that's mixing. And basically what that means is if you look where it says wind and metal, think about mixing like this. Mixing is the coordination between the red and the green and all of the settings between. Get this out of your head if you're a singer. That mixing is not one thing. It's 1,000. It's one setting inside of, it could be a spectrum of a million settings between windy and brassy. Okay? And so it's so many colors of the voice.
Shed could have been avoided.
That's mixing.
I convince heaven to work.
So she right there is kind of somewhere in like she's in the yellow. She's a little bit bop, 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 a little bit trumpety, but also a little bit windy. She's not quite definitively one or the other here.
Shed could have been avoided if
Hear
I
that?
convince heaven to work
It's like a middle mix, I call that when I work with singers.
together. I took a hotel and I destroyed it. I know
That's a little beltier, right? That's a little more on the brassy side of her singing. A little more in like the orange, I would say.
I could have done better.
Now it's getting beltier. It's getting brassier.
Better.
See? Now it's brassy. So if you really listen, especially contemporary musical theater has so much of that. So much of that. Classical musical theater does too, but contemporary musical theater, it's like you've got to know that vocal move if you're going to be a contemporary musical theater singer.
Instead of letting you down.
Oh, I love the chords there.
Come on, little lady,
Ah.
dry the frown. In the last 10,000 years.
I loved Lucifer in this season finale episode. Oh my God. He was so charming. I'm debating on how much I should talk about it because I don't want to spoil it if you're just watching this for the song, but you got to watch the show. But yeah, he was great in the episode. I'll leave it there. I said all the things that I thought were awesome about him, about his character stuff in my episode over on Patreon.
Instead of letting you down.
That little chord change there, instead of letting you down. I love that part. Yeah. I've got the chords here. I don't know if these ones are going to be right this time. Instead of letting you down. Where's that line? Could have been avoided. Yeah, so bloodshed could have. Yeah, these chords are right. I convince her to look together. Yeah, these chords are right. Okay, cool. So that's good. So that'll help us play through this a little bit now. Before letting you down. That's what I got. My mind is so all over the place. Hold on. I gotta say, letting you down. Oh, there it is. Better instead of letting you down. Yeah, so what makes that so nice there, that little harmonic moment, is, let's see. It's just that move to, let me see. Destroyed it, could have done better. The A flat to B flat. And it's like not doing that walking up. By not walking all the way up to that C minor there, right here, it creates an extra emotional moment going to that G major there. That's so. Wait, let me listen to that part one more time before I analyze this. This part's so cool.
Better instead of
Wait, a little further.
took a
Man, her singing here too.
hotel and I destroyed it. I know I could have done better instead of letting you down.
Come on, little
Yeah.
lady.
Oh my God, I like that. Better, 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 better. Instead of letting you down. That C minor there. Oh, I loved that part. That is such beautiful writing.
Why the frown in the last 10,000 years?
Jeremy Jordan, it's fun hearing him sing this low. Years. He has such a versatile voice, my God.
You're the first one to change this time.
Bop, bop. When I think about Jeremy Jordan singing, though, one of the things that I think makes it just so incredible, his chord closure, the brassy element in his singing that he can access, the chord, bop, bop, bop. It's so like, he can also sing in a windy tone, but he has such, as far as voices go, he's an incredibly resonant voice. Some voices are more naturally resonant than others, He has an incredibly resonant voice, like anatomically speaking. And then he's an amazingly coordinated vocalist on top of that.
You can do this. Now I know it. For your story is just begun.
So right there, listen to how he changed his tone quality. Bop, bop, bop. He was brassy, then he got a little gritty, and then he got windy. He's such incredible vocal paintbrush access.
Now I know it, for your story is just begun. You can't quit now, hell you owe it.
He's perfect for
There's
Lucifer.
still damage to be undone.
Nice vibrato.
You've changed my mind, you've touched their hearts, found the good in souls gone bad.
Hear how much bop bop, like he's singing in what I call in voice lessons, I call it your core voice. Your core voice is your bop bop, this is my voice, may. If I were to just raise my voice, like I'm calling out to have someone hear me from far away, what tone comes out? Hey, this is my voice. That's my core voice. This is Jeremy Jordan's core voice.
You've touched their hearts,
Right there.
found the good in souls gone bad.
So much of musical theater singing is about hacking into your natural speaking voice. Yeah, I'll just leave that statement there. I could say a lot more. But
The stage is wrecked,
bop, bop, bop.
the crowd is gone,
See the
but
brass?
my God, Charlie, the show, it must go on.
Here, windier there.
Can do this.
Oh my God.
Build it. Best hotel that you've ever seen.
2, 3. This I thought was interesting because this song wasn't in 3/4 before. Dun, dun. Listen, it's in 3/4.
Do this. We can
1,
build it.
2, 3.
Best hotel
1,
that
2,
you've
3.
ever
1, 2,
seen.
3.
Plus the bedroom.
This song was in 4/4 before, but for the finale, wow, that was in 4/4 before the finale. That had a lot of alliteration. Anyway, it was, and now it's in 3/4 right here.
We can build it. Best hotel that you've ever seen.
2, 3.
Plus the
1,
bedrooms.
2, 3.
We can fill it.
So why did they do that? Well, my prediction is that it's because when you're doing like finales to things, there's like that having like a 3/4 feel in a section. I think about those finales of Act 1. I think they kind of do that. Like I think that there's a lot of 3/4ness in them. Like I'm thinking about the Les Mis finale, and Beauty and the Beast is not that. Beauty and the Beast is If I Can't Love Her that's the Beast sings that in that one. I'm just thinking through some of the shows I've done and stuff. Anyway.
With more sinners than you can dream. It starts with you, you know it's true. Fulfill your destiny.
Brilliant writing.
So long as I've got all of you with me.
Oh, her tone up there. Hear how brassy and clean that belt was there.
So long as I've got all of you with me.
I mean, she has the quintessential contemporary musical theater voice of today. Like that is the sound. That is the sound that we have all the like kind of romantic leads in contemporary musical theater do. And not just romantic, but like the parts, like it's a very common way of singing in so many musicals, Bring It On, like all the Jason Robert Brown stuff, everything on Broadway. Like this is, and there are exceptions, but if you'll notice with Broadway nowadays, even the classical musicals are sung with a bit more of a contemporary sound.
To build a hotel, I think we need some brick and lumber.
We're in hell.
By the way, one thing I had said about Nifty, like I don't know what happens in season 2 with Nifty, but I want a Nifty song. And if there isn't a Nifty song, we need to petition to Vivian for season 3 that we get a Nifty song. That was what I was thinking about.
Start with foundation. Remedial creation from me. It's as easy as can be.
No time for crying, we got a lot of work to
Look
do.
at that fun montage song.
We gotta try and make the best of what's in ruins. New coat of paint.
New lights across the
Oh my God, Keith David, his voice is so great down in there. It's such a perfect contrast, Keith David's voice here.
Make the best of what's in ruins. New coat of paint.
New lights across the marquee.
With a little
That's a great tone.
After the battle,
yeah.
masterless cattle, overlords hanging by a thread. With a bit of bravado, maybe tomorrow we'll be atop the heap.
So you see how it's happening? It's like we're having it's like a montage thing, and we're getting little cameo snippets, all connected musically, of what's happening in the plot, what's about to happen in the plot. This is a common thing we do in musical theater at the end of Act 1. That's why it feels like Act 1 to me and not like the finale of something, because it's not final in feeling. It's more like we're teasing you for what's about to come in Act 2, which is what of course we want to do that because season 2 is coming. So it's not like the finale of anything. It is like the end of an act 1 almost. It's almost like season 1 is act 1.
While the rest of hell's pissing, Alistair's missing,
Valentine.
fled with his tail between his legs. Nature abhors a power vacuum, it leaves room for you and me.
These harmonies are so fun. I want to sing all these songs. I want to get my crew, my instructor team, and for us to do some of these covers. I think that would be so much fun. I'm just so busy. Like I have so many ideas like that, and I just don't have time right now to do them, but I want to. Maybe we will. Maybe we will.
The future of hell
I have some singers that can sing all this stuff really well. I have some amazing crew teaching with me.
all belongs to the breeze.
This place
Oh my God. And this moment, getting to see behind Alistair, because I was talking in, I think it was season 1, episode 7, I was talking about how it's like, you know, we haven't seen a lot of the behind the scenes of Alistair, and getting to see all of this part was so interesting, and sort of, you know, seeing just a little more, like making him a little deeper and rounder of a character.
of death.
He's such a fascinating character in the show.
This place reeks of death. There's a chill in the air, and I barely escaped
I love
being killed by a
I love how dark the chords are there, and where, like, one thing I forgot to say when we got to this part was I don't know where in the show this is, like where this location is that he escapes to. It's like his secret lair. Do you have any info on that? If you could let me know down in the comments. I forgot to ask that to my crew over on Patreon.
and I barely escaped.
Like, where is this location?
Killed by a hair. Great Alistair out.
By the way, that's one thing about musical theater singing. Like a difference. Like I talk a lot in my studio because we work with a lot of contemporary commercial music singers as well as musical theater singers, and the difference between CCM and musical theater. And one of the big differences is that in musical theater, you'll enunciate the diction that of my hair, you know, you'll like really pronounce the words. And in contemporary musical theater or in contemporary commercial music, a lot of times it's almost mumbly. Like it's like there's almost an obscuring of what you're saying, you know, kind of like intentionally not trying to make it clearly understood. And that naturally comes from in theater. Theater's style of singing was born in, you know, with pre-microphone. Like back in the day, we didn't have headset microphones. Back when I was a young one singing musical theater, walking uphill in the snow both ways to and from rehearsal. We didn't have headset mics. But so it's like the style is still very, you know, you really are communicating the text first. You're a singer second in musical theater.
Being killed by a hair.
Hear that
Great
articulation?
Alistair altruist died for his friends.
Beautiful.
Sorry to disappoint. That is not where this ends.
I love that.
I'm hungry for freedom like never before.
Amazing singing.
The constraints of my deal surely have a back door. Once I figure out how to unclip my wings, guess who
This is so good.
will be pulling all the strings?
Great voice acting, great singing, brilliant. Like, notice the different qualities in his tone. Some parts are like he's a little breathier.
Figure out surely never before.
He's got so many different textures in his tone. But isn't it interesting how the radio effect kind of, you know, it's like it takes the EQ of his voice and it really, takes the overtones away of the lower overtones and the higher overtones and just makes that kind of telephony effect. But you can still hear the tone quality changes in his singing through the effect. Isn't that wild?
Once I figure out how to unclip my wings, guess who will
Yes!
be pulling
Nice grit.
all the strings?
Nice vibrato. Serpentious. I love to have a picture of Serpentious now as like inspiration, right? After what Serpentious did, if you didn't watch the episode. You shouldn't be watching this reaction if you haven't watched the show, okay? I'm just saying that. We're a little late into it for me to say that, but you shouldn't be. Charlie!
We're doing it with a smile.
You guys are going to kill me for forgetting Charlie's, the voice actor's name. I feel like I should know that. I feel like I failed a quiz question.
Make a difference, wait and see. We're gonna do this, you and me.
And then tomorrow it will be a fucking happy day.
Why didn't they say fucking in the captions? They just oh, maybe you can't do that in a caption. You have to put.
And tomorrow it will be a fucking happy day.
A little chromatic walk up, something like that. Anyway, oh. Oh my God, that was so much fun. That was so much fun. I can't wait for season 2. And I have all of these other songs that you guys are helping me remember to do. So I still owe you all. Wait, is this coming up now? Where? There we go. I still owe you Welcome to Heaven from season 1, episode 6 with Emily St. Peter. I've got You Didn't Know, season 1, episode 6 song. These are all the songs I still have to react to. I've got 3 in the pilot. We still have to watch the pilot. I didn't even watch the pilot yet. But now I feel like I have to go back and do it. And you guys were telling me I needed to. So these are all the songs we have left. And then Mike, shout out to you, Mike. You gave a couple others here. So, okay. All right. I guess I got to stop now. I got to go to work. I got to go teach. All right. Come on over and join us if you want to come be a part of the community. We're having a blast. I'm having a blast. I hope they're having a blast. I think they're having a blast. I think so. Come on over and join us and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Lots more coming. And I do, if you're a fan of Has-Been, you're a fan of musical theater stuff too. I do have a lot of musical theater reacting I do as well over on Patreon and some of it here on YouTube, okay? So, all right. I'll see you all soon. Cheers.